Hey there, this is Rick Partlow. Welcome back to How to Write Science Fiction That Doesn't Suck. Today, I would like to talk about productivity. I don't usually talk about this. I usually talk about the more the art end of it, the craft. But productivity is part of that, and I feel like it's something I haven't touched on, and a lot of you would like to hear about. Um, I have gone through various stages in my career where I've written uh, 2,000 words a day. I've written 4,000 words a day. I've written 3,000 words a day. Currently, I am writing 5,000 words per day. Um, that seems like a lot, but I'm going to tell you why it can be achievable for you. Why it's achievable for me, and why it can be achievable for you. Let's put it that way, because I'm not in your shoes. I can't answer to um, how your brain works, how you process the whole um, putting your butt in the chair and getting the keys on the screen. Uh, but let me explain to you what I do. Now, there's two things that have been proven to me over and over again in my writing career, and I can't swear that these will be the same for you. I'm just saying this is how it's been for me. Uh, if you sit down and you have a different experience than this, you know, I'm just telling you what I know. So prior to anybody, saying, well, it doesn't work that way for me, I understand, but I can only go from my own point of view because I don't have anybody else handy. Okay, so the way my brain works, I can write 1,000 words, to coin a phrase, standing on my head. 1,000 words in any novel I can write easy. 2,000 words is not that difficult. I used to confine myself to 2,000 words a day, figuring I could write a, 80 to 90,000 word book in a month and a half, and that would be plenty. 2 months, including the plotting and outlining period. And it was good. It worked great for a while. And some 60,000 word books I could do in a month. So that worked out fine. But as my career has gotten busier, I guess is the word, or more, I have more opportunities and have signed more contracts, and things have gotten more hectic, and I have more expenses because my kids have gotten older, and I was helping with my son getting set up after he got married, and my daughter's about to graduate college and go to law school. So you need more money, and you need to have more security, more long-term security. So I've signed contracts, and I've agreed to um, a lot of different projects that all have to get done at certain times. So I have to have a good output and steady output, and it has to be reliable. So one of the things I'm doing is a project where I'm doing something that I haven't done before. I can't really go into it because you sign NDAs for things like this. Um, and the worst part is you'll never know that I did it or what it was. But let me just say that it's a significant project. So I'm doing that at the same time as I'm writing a series for Aethon. And then after that, the next book in that series gets done, I write a book in a series for Variant. And then I have to write another series for Variant and another book for Aethon. So this is like a constant thing. So I can't afford to be sitting back and writing at 2,000 words a day. And I was very worried about writing two things at once, because there was a time back in 2019 to 2020 when I was writing 5,000 words a day, 2,000 in one project in the morning, 1,000 after lunch, 2,000 at night in the third project. And doing that for a year kind of burned me out. But also at the same time, my daughter was still at home, and I had a day job, not a very demanding day job, which is why I could get away with writing some words in the morning. So I did that for a while, and I kind of fell back into writing 3,000 words a day in one project. Just basically getting a book done in a month. And I thought that was good enough. I thought that would, that would be adequate for the demands that I had set upon myself. But now that I have this other project, I'm like, I have to get this done at the same time. So I'm writing 2,000 words in this other project and 3,000 in the second one. And what I have come to discover, and what you may come to discover, depending, is that the work we have expands to fill the time available. That's an old saying. I forget. I used to know the guy who invented that saying, but I don't remember it off the top of my head. But it means that if you tell yourself, I'm going to write 3,000 words today, and I'm going to do it between this time and this time, I'm going to give myself 5 hours, 6 hours, whatever. You're going to write that 3,000 words right at the end of that time you have available. And if you tell yourself, I'm going to write 2,000 words before I go to the gym, well, then you're going to finish that 2,000 words right before you go to the gym. And it's easy to say, oh, I'm not going to do it that way, but it always winds up being that way for me. I can't swear it'll be that way for you, but it definitely is that way for me. So don't be afraid to push yourself. Don't be afraid to sit down and say, okay, I've been doing 1,000 words a day, and I do it between this time and this time. Now I'm going to do 2,000 words a day. I'm going to do it in that same period. Sit there. Don't say, I'll see what I can write. That's what you don't do. You don't do, I'll see if I can write more. No. If you say, I'll see if I can write more, what will happen is you'll write the exact same number of words you always wrote, and it'll take the exact same amount of time. What you have to say is, I'm writing 2,000 words in this period of time. And when you do that, you will write the 2,000 words, in my opinion. It may take a couple of tries, but I think you will find that you can write those 2,000 words in that same period of time you wrote 1,000. If you gave yourself, say 3 hours to write 1,000 words, and now you say, I'm going to write 2,000 in 3 hours, you'll do it. If you say, I'm going to write 1,000 words in an hour and a half, and now I'm going to write 2,000, you could probably do it. 1 hour might be pushing it, but try it. This is my advice to all of you for productivity, is to say to yourself, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to write 2,000 words instead of 1,000 in the exact same period of time, and see what happens. And my advice would be to share that with your wife or kids or significant other or whoever can hold you accountable to that. Give it a shot. And if you want to comment and let me know on how it worked out, feel free to get back with me here and let me know. And I will have another video about the results of that. Also, I promised my good friend who runs the channel, Burn Enough, that I would mention him. So go check out the YouTube channel, Burn Enough. His motto is, I believe, burn bright and burn enough. And he does a lot of YouTube videos about military science fiction, and in particular, and science fiction in general. So if you want to give his YouTube channel a look, it's just under Burn Enough. I'll link to it in the description of this video. And also check out the Military Science Fiction podcast that I do with Josh Hayes, Jeff Haskell, and James Aaron. And hopefully I will get more and more of these videos out. I'm testing out a new camera for recording, and you may notice a difference. So Let me know how that looks too. All right, I will talk to you guys next time.